Bioshock 2 is the sequel to the game Bioshock. Being this, it needs to be better. So it is. How? Well, this and more will be explained. This is Bioshock 2, explained poorly. Bioshock 2 is essentially the same idea as 1, just better. A bunch of major and minor tweaks to the gameplay were made to be better, such as the following. Big sisters will hunt you down after every 3 little sisters are dealt with. Big daddies are now more viable to fight, but the battle is still a challenge. Enrage was reimagined as Hypnotize. All plasmids can now be upgraded for an additional effect, such as Electrobolt and Incinerate can be upgraded to affect multiple targets in one shot, and later upgraded again to constantly zap or burn your targets. Cyclone trap can now be upgraded to have other plasmids be infused with each trap, and then later upgraded again to be placed on walls and ceilings. Hypnotize can be upgraded to have your enemies become your friend, and again later to affect big daddies. Some weapons were replaced with bigger, harder alternatives, such as the rivet gun. When fully upgraded, it will burn your enemies with every shot. Harpoon gun, when fully upgraded, it is a sniper. And our final example, the shotgun, repurposed as a double barrel. When fully upgraded, becomes a hexa barrel that does shock damage. Hacking has been overhauled to be less tedious and more intuitive. Little sisters can now gather you more atoms than they're worth. A new plasmid is here, but that's for DLC. Some doors now can be hacked remotely with the hack tool, and you're a big daddy now. The story is quite complex, so let me take you down it. You're once again Jack the terrorist, but you're a tin man as a punishment for your terrible terrorism. You're also assigned a child. The child is called Eleanor. She isn't important. What is important is that you show you'd rather shoot yourself than continue your boring job. Of course, dying isn't allowed, so you undie. You proceed to play an entire immersive sim out of spite. You look around the place. You admire the changes between your death and revival. You then show you failed to learn your lesson from last time. Then another child tells you that the first child missed you. So now you're on a quest. A quest to tell a child to go away. They aren't loved, and whatnot. On the way, you see Tenenbaum. She doesn't like your existence and relieves reality, forcing you to interact with Sinclair. Sinclair is a pretty poggers individual. He tells you that he is not Fontaine and he should be trusted. This is important for later. Actually, no it isn't. I don't know why I'm lying to you.
I'll see you shortly.
Whatever. He proceeds to take you on a train. The train, however, stops, because ice is not nice. Programmer tip, use fire when dealing with ice. Then you see Sinclair. He tells you he's excited to play an immersive sim with you. He then proceeds to not exist for 2/3 of the game. Then you get stopped again. Why? Because some meanie is telling you can't go. So then you ask her for the code. She says no, but you take it anyway. Then you continue your journey. Then you get bombed. Why? Because if you can't bomb Rapture, then Rapture bombs you. Seriously though, now you have to fix the situation and get back on the train. Sinclair tells you that the train is leaking and needs to be unleaked, so you go ask a religious guy for help. Look, the bomb really fucked you up, you weren't paying attention, but this religious guy doesn't like you, so he attempts to sacrifice you to the cult of the Lamb. What was your response, you ask? What do you think? You bullied him to death, of course. Then you unleak the train because you don't want Sinclair to die. That would be bad. Then you go to Sinclair on the train, but it's locked. You don't need me to tell you why it's locked. You then unlock it. You proceed forward. Then you get stopped again. Not by some silly goose trying to thwart your evil plans again. It's because you reached your destination. But not really. You confused this place for that place and now the train is locked again. You put on a show for the person so you can unlock the train. You unlock the train after they broke the deal. You had one job, bro. They then see the child. The child dies. You, however, don't die. That would be stupid if you just died. Then you get the help of a big sister to kill Lamb, the person who killed the child. Of course, like everything else, she misunderstood the instructions and didn't kill Lamb. Then you die because you're sick of this shit. She cries though. Why is she crying for the death of a bad terrorist? I don't know. The graphics are very graphical with top-notch electrical effects. And that was Bioshock 2. I'm dead now. I will do all these basics next. Bye.